Wow, drama. Drama is really interesting. I feel, I'm not 100% sure, but in my experience in seeing human beings and their responses, and some of what I remember before, is that women seem to have drama more than men. They're more emotionally triggered and fast to be triggered as well. Whereas men, I would say, possibly were quicker at being triggered around anger. So women get emotional and upset really easily. And I feel it's a bit like when you're 2 or 3, if you've ever had a child that age, and if they're not getting what they want, or they don't feel like what's happening in their life isn't what they actually want at all, so then they, get upset. They throw themselves around, they yell and scream, they jump up and down, and it's a little bit like a child not getting what they want. And if you can see that the drama arises from that, and maybe your partner isn't doing what you want them to do, your child isn't responding how you want them to, maybe they're saying things that you don't want to hear, and events that are happening in your life just seem bigger because you're not in a place where you're calm and peaceful and you're at peace with whatever happens in your life. And if you're not in that place, then just because you're a human being, because you have emotions, you're going to get upset. Things are going to arise for you, and your life is just going to feel like one big drama, one big upset. But it actually doesn't happen like that. That's your reality, because somewhere you've chosen to be that way. And I remember myself, I chose to be that sort of person. Somewhere I actually enjoyed it. There was also a sense where, instead of surrendering to what was going on, I would rise up inside myself to feel like I had some power, some control over the whole situation. So that is the opposite of just going, this is what's happening. And you surrender into that place where there's peace and there's a stillness. And then the opposite is like, I don't like this, I don't want this in my life. Drama. So sometimes you find it really difficult to surrender. But if in the beginning of your day you sort of like make a commitment to yourself and you go, I'm going to decide today that whatever happens, I'm going to surrender. I'm actually just going to go, okay, this is what's happening. And it's out of my control. I'm not going to have any more control. And I'm just going to be here with what's happening right now. And I suppose that allows so much more peace in your life. Because whatever's happening is happening. And you can attempt to control it by doing the drama and manipulating and trying to get your own way to change what you don't want. Or you can just go, that's it, I give up. I'm surrendering. Whatever happens in my life, it's actually not worth going into all that stuff. I'm not going to do that to my body, to all the little tiny cells in every part of my body. I'm not going to do it to that person. I'm not going to do it to that whole vibrational field that we reside in and that also resides in us. I'm going to be here, and no matter what happens, I'm going to sit with what arises and not do anything about it. Just let it be and be at peace. Everybody around you can be at peace. The whole dynamic can shift because you're not playing into that field of drama anymore. And then it's just what's happening and you're okay with it. Or you might not be okay and you're just going to sit and be with not being okay with it. And your life will change, absolutely, 100% if you keep doing that. So just commit every day to not doing drama and upset. It's a great life. So I was asked what it is to surrender, and say somebody comes in the door and maybe they're yelling at you, maybe they're really upset, maybe they're doing the drama and you've decided that you're not going to do the drama today. And to be able to be in that place where you're okay with what's happening, they're doing their drama and they're yelling at you, and you go, oh, okay, I'm not going to buy into this. I'm not going to start yelling back. I'm not going to feed this whole situation. So then you're standing there and they're saying something and you're just listening to it. And you're in a bit more of a neutral place, I would say. Maybe something is churning inside you. Maybe you are feeling a little bit upset. So what you can do is you can just go, okay, well, I'll leave them to have their upset. You're not saying this, but in your mind, you're just allowing them to be who they are. You're not trying to change them. And, oh, I'll just go and hang the washing out. Or I'll just go and see my child in the other room. Or I'll just go and do something else. So you're sort of leaving the space and the energy in a neutral way. You're not running away. You're not upset and slamming the door between you and them. You're just moving away to go and do something else and allow them to be who they are. And if they follow you, then they follow you and you just keep doing your thing. But you can turn around and buy into it, or you can just keep being who you are in peace and stillness and just move away in a neutral way. Another question that's arisen in regards to doing the drama is, can it be addictive? Absolutely. There's no question about it. You either love it or you don't. And if you don't love it, then you don't do it. It's like, I don't smoke. It's just you don't do smoking. But if you're addicted to it, you'll smoke. So if you're addicted to drama, it gets you power, it gets you what you want, you get to be heard, you get this adrenaline rush, it feels great, you have lots of stuff going on in your life and it's exciting. And it is. I was there. And the biggest part that I felt was that I had a form of control and power. And then it was like, wow, but look at the cost. Look at the cost for me. And look at the cost for the people around me. And it was just too big a price to pay, especially for me and especially for my children who were in that environment. It was like, no, I can't do this any longer. I need to be self-responsible. That's what it came down to, I suppose. Being self-responsible. And owning your shit and stopping it and making that decision. That's enough. Finished. No more. Just like giving up smoking.